At Sierra, you'll always find apparel, footwear, and gear for 20 to 60% less than department and specialty store prices. But right now, it's clearance time, so you can save even more on everything you need to get active and outside. Visit your local Sierra store today.
On WhatsApp, no one can see or hear your personal messages. Whether it's a voice call, message, or sending a password. To WhatsApp, it's all just this. So whether you're sharing the streaming password in the family chat or trading those late-night voice messages that could basically become a podcast, your personal messages stay between you, your friends, and your family. No one else. Not even us. WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone.
This is Optimal Living Daily, How I Learned to Let Go of Other People's Emotions by Timia Roehrkasse with HighlySensitiveRefuge.com, and I'm Justin Malik. Welcome back to a Sunday bonus episode where I give you a little bit of extra content from a podcast in our network that I think will also help you live a life that's a bit more meaningful and happier. And this episode's coming from Optimal Relationships Daily. So without further ado, here's Greg with the bonus post as we optimize your life.
How I Learned to Let Go of Other People's Emotions by Timia Roehrkasse of HighlySensitiveRefuge.com. You realize you don't have to carry those people's emotions, right? My counselor peered at me over the edge of her laptop, her eyebrows slightly raised. I pulled my feet closer underneath me, twirling my hair around my fingertip. I could feel the weight of the emotions I'd been collecting over the past few weeks. It was as if I were wearing a winter coat in the middle of summer, stifled and buried underneath the heat, but unable to remove it because it was all I knew. For 2 months, I'd been wrestling with being at my house. There was tension in the air that lingered no matter what room I was in. Tension that to me signaled I wasn't safe, that at any moment things might crumble. Tension that came from one specific person with whom I'd butted heads a few months prior. It was silly, really, just some drama that could have been avoided. But because it wasn't, I found myself at this crossroads. No matter how hard I tried to create casual conversation or fix things with her, whenever she was in the room, I felt tense and emotionally overwhelmed. Often just her being in the house would take my great day and completely flip it upside down. I felt the need to fix things, to help her along in her journey, to fight for friendship that deep down, I didn't even want. If you're a highly sensitive person like me, maybe you can relate. How could I stop carrying others' emotions? Slowly, I put my journal and pen down. But how? I asked my counselor. It sounds nice in theory, but my whole life I've carried the weight of others' emotions, feeling what they feel. It's second nature to me, and I don't know how to change that, how to distinguish between what I feel and what other people feel. I knew my reply was a bit hopeless, but it was the truth. My whole life up to this point, I'd felt like a blank canvas, a space for others to paint and create on, yet I had no control as the artist. I accepted the different colors and the way they painted, letting their strokes shape me into something I'm not. I tell people what they want to hear. I hide my emotions and thoughts in order to appease their vision and to let them use me as a sounding board. I'm great at giving advice, at listening to others, but not so great at expressing what is deep within my heart. The result? I feel like a victim to the emotions they express. What I learned, which is why I started going to counseling. I knew I had to take a step in advocating for myself and had to start learning how to use my voice that, for so long, I'd kept quiet. I respect how you feel, my counselor answered. But before you start telling me this won't work, let's just lay out a map of ways that you can start to take control over these things. I want you to understand that just because people feel something doesn't mean that you have to feel it. You have the power to choose something differently. I sighed deeply. Picking my pen and paper back up, I knew that the next thing she said would be important, and I would want to record them for later. Here's my counselor's advice. I hope it helps you too. When you go into a room and you immediately feel your mood shift, I want you to start by taking a moment to pause and ask yourself why you're feeling what you're feeling. Then I want you to ask yourself if you felt that way before or after being around this person or people that are there. In that moment, I want you to tell yourself that those are not your emotions. Just because you sense the tension or the emotions present doesn't mean you have to feel them. You have the ability to tell yourself that you will not receive them or wear them as part of your identity, that what that person is dealing with isn't your responsibility. If needed, take a moment to go to your room or a bathroom or anywhere you have space to breathe for a second. Use that time to recompose yourself and allow yourself to recognize which emotions are yours and which ones aren't. Remember, you are not responsible for fixing the brokenness in other people, even if you sense their deep internal struggle or emotional conflict. That's on them, not on you. You can recognize it and you can offer advice or help if need be, but it isn't your job to sort through their emotions. When you know you're going to be around someone who is emotionally draining, make sure you take some time beforehand to mentally prepare yourself so you know what you're feeling prior to that. Most importantly, I need you to remember that you are empowered to choose what you feel, and you're able to communicate that clearly. Set the necessary boundaries that you need in order to thrive. My counselor reminded me, your job is not to carry their emotions for them, rather to make sure you are protecting yourself and creating space to handle your own emotions. HSP, you're not alone. I left my counseling session that night with a lot to think about. Over the course of the next few weeks, I started to apply what she said, as well as to dive deeper into what it means to be an empath and HSP. Being an empath and HSP are connected, and it's beautiful to finally have the tools to discover who I am and what makes me unique. It's empowering to discover that I have a rare ability to feel what other people feel and to help others in unique and compassionate ways without allowing others to take advantage of that. HSP, I want you to know that you are not alone, that you are more than what people may have told you. You aren't made to be a canvas for others to create on and define. You are made to be your own unique creation, to express yourself freely, and to be a work of art for others to admire. Don't get tangled up in the hopelessness of all of it. And most importantly, don't be afraid to ask for help. For me, going to counseling has been the best thing I've ever done because it's provided somebody in my life who can help me in the journey of advocating for myself. I want that for you too. You just listened to the post titled, How I Learned to Let Go of Other People's Emotions by Timia Roehrkasse of HighlySensitiveRefuge.com.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Checking off the boxes on your to-do list is a great feeling. And when it comes to checking off coverage, a State Farm agent can help you choose an option that's right for you. Whether you prefer talking in person, on the phone, or using the award-winning app, it's nice knowing you have help finding coverage that best fits your needs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
It's summer. Time to enjoy long days, lazy nights, and great food. Because Uber Eats has deals all summer long. So, when hunger strikes, don't sweat it. Delicious deals are just a tap away on Uber Eats. Enjoy all your favorite grocery items delivered straight to you. Get ice cream, soda, and snacks from your favorite stores like Wegmans and CVS and make the most of every moment. Now that sounds like a good summer. Order now on Uber Eats. Terms apply. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
Okay, and thank you to Timia for this one. And it's worth noting that her counselor's suggestions about how to proceed when walking into a room and feeling your mood shift is definitely a practice worth repeating. Because when you're doing that and stepping into the bathroom or wherever it may be to recharge, you definitely have an opportunity to take stock like you maybe haven't before. Stock of who you're experiencing discomfort around and what that discomfort is specifically. And this is helpful because if we've been in the habit of holding people's emotions for a long time, it becomes very easy to lose track of what triggers us, where our feelings end and another person's begins. So if we can repeat a process like this and establish a pattern, we can have a lot more self-awareness and a lot more confidence when it comes to maybe addressing a certain person if need be. This really provides us with a chance to step back into our power and heal our relationships. So, a great article for sure. We have reached the end though, everybody. So I do hope you enjoyed today, and I thank you for coming and listening until the end. Keep this article in mind as you tackle a new week, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for another post. That's where your optimal life awaits.